Alright guys, today we're going to be going over the most requested video recommendation that people have been asking me on YouTube, which is a review on the Okuma SCT Inshore extra heavy rod. If you've seen my videos, you've seen it a lot. I use this. This was my first surface iron setup. Got the Lexa HD 400 on there. I think it's 40 or 50 pound braid, about 200 yards of it, and then about 50 or 60 yards of 40 pound monofilament. I don't really cast anything smaller than that if I'm throwing jigs or surface irons or yo-yos. I like to have nice heavy line. But every time I post a video fishing with my Lexa, everybody always asks, what rod do you use? I tell them I use the Okuma SCTi extra heavy 8.6. And they ask, how do I like it, blah blah blah. They always ask everything that everyone wants to know about a rod that they've never fished before. I'm here to tell you what I personally think about it. So, first off, it looks really good. It's got Fuji guides. It's got the carbon wrap. You can't beat that carbon wrap look. The carbon wrap is amazing. Love the way the carbon wrap looks. It's really sensitive. It's got the perfect amount of whip that you want for casting those surface irons. For how skinny this rod is, it's got a lot of backbone. It is 20 to 40 pound line rating, and it says you can cast anywhere from 1.5 ounce to 4.5 ounce lures, which is perfect for a surface iron setup. I think the average surface iron doesn't get any heavier than about 5 ounces. I'm pretty sure the average surface iron is only about between like 3 to 4.5 ounces. So this is the perfect rod that you want for surface irons. I'm going to be telling you my personal opinion instead of the actual specs on the rod. Obviously I just told you the specs on the rod. I'm going to tell you my personal opinion instead of telling you why it's the best rod out there, because my opinion might be different than your opinion. I love this rod, that's me. Somebody else might hate this rod. That's what I mean by that. So I have put this rod against, I'm not even kidding you when I say countless yellowtail. This was my first ever surface iron catch, and that was a 14-15 pound yellowtail. It was my first ever surface iron catch, and that was on this setup right here. Since then, if you've seen in my videos, I've literally gone through a sleigh day. There's been a day where I've caught probably close to 20 yellowtail on one day. The average yellowtail was about 7 pounds that day, ranged to about 10 pounds, but I was able to bounce them all. So this rod can bounce up to 10-pound fish, no problem. I've done it myself. I don't like to bounce anything heavier than 7 pounds, but if you have to do it, if the bite's too crazy, go ahead and do it. You're not going to be risking a whole lot. If the bite's crazy, fish flops off, cast back out there, hook another one. If the bite isn't too crazy and it's about a 10-pound fish and you might have gotten your first chance, go ahead and get a gaff. That's besides the point. So I personally have bounced up to 10-pound fish on this rod. And when I've looked at reviews on this, as you can see, the carbon wrap goes all the way up the rod, all the way to the tip of the rod. Don't want to drop that one. If you've seen the review on this rod, they say that makes it a little bit stronger. Whether that's true or not, I couldn't tell you. From personal experience, this is a very, very strong rod. I've caught up to 20, I want to say about 27, 28 pound yellowtail is about my biggest fish on this rod. Handled it no problem. It's very skinny, as you can see. I could fit my whole hand around that no problem. Nice skinny rod, but it's not so skinny that it looks weird. 400 size reel on it. It's the perfect thickness for a 400 size reel to fit on there and look good still. And all around, I personally love this rod. I've had no problems with it whatsoever. The grip feels good. The trigger feels really good. Cranking fish in on this is no problem. Like I said, it does have a bit of whip, but it's still got plenty of backbone. I think the rod starts to get its full bend right around here, which is about the last quarter of the rod is where it starts to stiffen up a bit. The top quarter of the rod really has that whip, which is fine, but you want that little whip to give it the extra sling. In my opinion, this is a perfect surface iron rod, and I couldn't be happier with this rod. It looks amazing, feels great, puts the hurting on some big fish, and I have never ever had a problem with this rod. You know what? People ask me, using this rod, would you get the 8-foot or would you stick with the 8.6? And in my opinion, that all depends on what you're going to be fishing it with. I don't mind having the 8.6. That's going to help you cast further. When you're throwing surface irons, longer is better. If you've been on yellowtail boats, if you've been on tuna boats, you've seen plenty of people throwing 10-foot rods. I personally have a 10-foot rod. This is an 8.6. This is what I learned how to throw surface irons on. Perfect size rod to learn how to throw surface irons on. If you have a size 300 reel, I think the 8-foot might be a better fit for it. If you still want to get the 8.6, you want that extra 6 inches, go ahead and get the 8.6. But in my opinion, I want it to look good and I want it to perform as good as possible. So the 400 matches with the 8-foot 6-inch rod, and I think the 300 Lexa would match with the 8-foot a little bit better. Another cool thing about this rod is it's got, if you can see that, it's got line guides angled upward, and that's going to prevent wind knots. I personally have never had a wind knot on this rod, which is awesome. The slanted guides definitely helps, in my opinion. All around, this rod is amazing. Couldn't be happier with it, and it looks really, really good. I know I may not have gotten to the specifics that some people want to know, but again, I'm telling you my personal opinion. Couldn't be happier with this rod, and I will fish it until it breaks. And if it does break, Okuma usually gives a little certificate with your reels or with your rods as well. Sometimes it's like a warranty return card. I don't know if those expire at any point, but I have kept all of those. I think I have 3 total now. I got one with my Okuma Metalloid fishing reel. Got one with a Okuma, I don't remember what rod that is, but I got another rod for bass fishing. Got one with that. And I got one with this rod right here. So, if this rod ever does break, I will definitely be using that card, sending it in, see if they could replace it, and if they can, that would be awesome. Hope I've helped you out, and if I helped you out at all in this video, give this video a nice big thumbs up, please. Helps me out, helps you guys out. Comment if you have any other questions, and I will gladly be willing to answer those for you. Subscribe to my channel, check out my other videos, and I will see you all next time.